this?
So I'm coming in as kind of I think what the thing that I love about MCAT, just coming in as a kind of an older student. I did some teaching, did art, coming as a more or less a self-taught artist who really, the thing that I really was wanting is kind of a sense of community, which MCAT is great with, just finding people to really be able to discuss your work, and have other people kind of guide you to find out other things. And for me, what was really helpful is kind of a place to really experiment and have time to kind of expand my kind of what I was looking for. I came in as a painter who was starting to work with more structural work, and so I can hopefully, oops, everyone can see that. I'll move that a little. So this is, I'm having my first critique for the second year on Monday, so I'm excited about that. But this is a kind of a structure. I'll bring up my website. Yeah, so on the right, so kind of these, I was coming in as a painter, kind of these very symbolic, symmetric paintings, using kind of found imagery, personal imagery from art history, and kind of shaping them for myself to kind of tell a different story, a narrative. And so my work that I really started working with was based on kind of illusion, on kind of these structures. And a lot of it, the thing that I loved was also just working in the studio. I've always kind of worked at home in a studio, but it's always been in my living room. And so kind of having a place I can get dirty, also then talking with other people. And so let me see, let's go through. Yeah, so kind of using kind of found objects, using a lot of wood, interested in kind of esoteric or occult symbols. Here's a painting that I did. That I've then been kind of recreating, kind of painting making these structures that I've been really excited about. And then this is one of the close to the last one I did ending my first year. And I think coming in and thinking of kind of what I did and how I grew, and kind of learning how to use materials to have a very specific focus, instead of, I think, kind of thinking about, showing these things I was interested in, but being kind of talking with my mentor, talking with others, and just with the classes of like, how do I kind of have more structure in my work, and really a focus on narrative and kind of what I want to say. And so I'm just kind of, this one was titled Rabbit. And so underneath this wood table was a mirror that also showed kind of language is also very important. So, and then working a lot with shadows, with illusion. And so, yeah, so I've been really happy. And so here's an earlier one. I think, I forgot which one, but yeah, I've been kind of images and kind of things I've been wanting to do for a while. And so that has been great. And also what Ellen said with kind of the art sale, with all these, it's a great opportunity to really find people and people to find you. I commute about an hour and change every day, most days. And then moving to Minnesota a few years ago, I kind of felt isolated. And so this has really helped kind of introduce myself to Minnesota and to the Minneapolis community, art community, and then for me to kind of find people that kind of share similar ideas and kind of people I want to meet. Yeah. And yeah, here's another one kind of using kind of, this is grocery bag that I put over wood and kind of did many, many washes, and I was interested also kind of modular structures where you could kind of take everything apart and move it. One of my first, I don't have a lot of pictures of it. There's a wasp nest, kind of, I wouldn't call it a painting, but a thing that I did. I pulled it apart, did some collages with that. Yeah, and just having a studio. Here's a painting that I buried. If you, not from Minnesota, the winters are kind of horrendous, but I buried this painting in the snow over about 2 months. I work mainly in gouache, and so that's kind of, it slowly kind of dissolved, which was great. Yeah, and so for me, again, just, it's been so far in my beginning second year, just a great opportunity to really experiment with, and kind of having that time and place where really it's just that laser focus on, you know, what you want to do. And I think also what I kind of would also say, what anyone else would say, but what Ellen was saying is really everyone at MCAD, the teachers, the visiting art, you know, have been extremely, extremely helpful, and, you know, just kind of going up to them, asking them questions, you know, asking them over for a studio visit. You know, they are really just fantastic, fantastic professors, adjunct, visiting artists. You know, they get some of the best. So I would highly recommend it. Oh yeah, so this is kind of the first critique I had, and kind of, I felt I kind of just learned a ton from this work, and of kind of being more focused. And then over time, I kind of pared it down over that week of taking, I think there's a few more iterations, but, you know, how can I kind of have a strong piece without just putting too much stuff in it. So yeah, so it's been a really positive experience for me. So it's been great. So if anyone has any questions for me, of course, feel free.
David, I'm just curious if you would talk just a little bit about finding your mentor, like how that worked. I mean,
Yeah.
did you already know who you were going to work with before you came here, or just talk a little bit about that process?
Yeah, that's a great question. I had I interviewed probably 3 or 4 before finding Andy Ducett is my mentor, who's been fantastic. He has been just a great kind of someone who you can talk to, and then who can kind of really kind of push you, and then also kind of make you ask those questions. But it was kind of finding that person who really kind of connects with you, that you can feel you can talk to, that's similar, and they don't have to actually have similar aesthetics, but just kind of that really, I think with Andy, even I just had a meeting with him like a day or 2 ago, and I was feeling stuck because I have the critique coming up, and just that meeting with him, it kind of then he was able to kind of help me really clarify the ideas that I was having. And yeah, so it's someone who I think will have a huge impact on your practice, who can then kind of guide you with, you know, introductions, with work, with, you know, for me, kind of that has been the biggest benefit with MCAD as far as just finding a really good mentor. And yeah, it's been great. And I would say that I know a lot of others who either switch, you know, in the middle, or have a few, and that's also not a problem whatsoever.
Great, thanks for answering that. We have a question here. How many mentors can a student pick from? Is there an opportunity for students to meet individually with them before choosing?
That is a really good question. So what we encourage students to do is when they're entering the program after they've been admitted, we have them fill out some questions where they're reflecting on their goals, why they're coming to grad school. And what that does is gives us on the MFA committee, which consists of faculty and advisors, a sense of who the student is, what they're looking for. And with our familiarity with the mentor pool, we can make some recommendations, but also I'm going to share a link here, just one second, of who our recent mentors have been. And I really, really encourage people to spend time with our recent mentor lists and just click through some of those websites and check them out, because these are folks who have recently mentored, who enjoy mentoring, and if they're available, if they're not overloaded, the most any mentor can have is 3 mentees, and some are very sought after. So it's good to ask about that, who's available. And then once you get to campus, we set you up with at least 3 interviews. And that's what David was talking about. I think he interviewed 4 people. And what you're doing is essentially inviting them to your studio, talking about the work, talking about who they are as a mentor, as an artist, as a designer. And you get a sense of each other. And you, if it feels like this could be a good working relationship, then that might be the right mentor for you for this semester. So that's sort of the process of how you pick your mentor and how that relationship gets settled.
Mm-hmm. And then Kate has a question for David specifically. It says, can David talk to his goals, post-graduation, career goals, future plans, and how MCAT is preparing him for life after graduation? So David, if you're still there, you want to take that?
Yeah, I plan on teaching. My wife is a professor at St. John St. Ben's, and so I know I'll probably start adjunct. I'm taking the teaching practicum at this moment, which has been really helpful. You know, getting your CV, getting your artist statement, working on syllabus, you know, teaching a class, working as a TA in a class. Right now I'm a TA for an intro to painting class. Yeah, and so my goal is to continue teaching, or to find a job teaching, and to kind of use the community that I found, and you know, kind of continue as an artist. You know, having shows, having exhibits, going on residencies is the end goal, and just continuing, you know, creating things and exploring kind of new options and new ideas. So that's a great question.